Welcome back to Better Than Fiction with Jeanette and Eden. We are halfway through the year.
Yes.
And halfway through the summer, it feels.
It does, but technically it's next week, maybe. Yeah, it's there. It's there.
It's crazy. Flew by. Yeah, I didn't do too bad this time.
You picked up. You see, it always works that way. You have your slump, but it does come back. It does pick up.
I did.
It's all good.
I only have little under 100 pages left in my TBR number. Yes, but I read These Impossible Things by Salma El-Wardi. It surprised me a lot. I thought it was going to be more about friends kind of moving in and out of each other's lives. Mm-hmm. A bit more than what it is. It's more of they're friends and then they have a big fight, so their friendship kind of like fizzles, and then it's just continues on their lives post like that like fight, which is very interesting in how they're going through the same things still, and they keep thinking, oh, I wish I was talking to so-and-so, but they just don't reach out.
A good reminder about reaching out, isn't it?
But again, I only have 100 pages left, so I don't know how it ends. I don't know if they all kind of come back together at the end, but it's very cool, very powerful. Talks about, they're all Muslim women, so there's all of the things that encompass their religion and like how they navigate their religion and with their worlds in a modern age too. So I am really enjoying it. Then my young adult, I read A Crane Among Wolves, and I forgot to look up who the author was. But as a young adult that we just got in at the library, it's a historical fiction set in the 1500s Korea during a tyrant king and a coup and a murder mystery and a little bit of romance. Yeah, that was good. Don't think about 1500 Korea very often myself, so that was fun to be in that kind of a realm for a bit. And then currently I am reading, well, I just finished this morning, but Aphrodite Made Me Do It. It is a part of a kind of poetry trilogy about Greek goddesses, and it has images, and yeah, I am dipping my toe in that. I feel like I always have to try to do poetry once a year, and here I am. It's not bad. It's kind of like a self-helpy.
Oh.
Which was interesting too.
Not what I would have expected.
No, yeah, self-help as if Aphrodite were to appear in front of you and give you her life's lessons.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Right now, use a goddess every once in a while.
No kidding. Right now I've got Artemis.
Well, there we go. You're on your gods and goddesses.
Yes. And I did. Yeah.
Yay, over the lump, over the hump. Well, I read my number book, and it's called The Last List of Miss Judith Krantz. It was good, and it just kind of talks about a downfall of a community, some family strife, and what happens to your stuff. It's a good reminder of what happens to your stuff.
Yeah.
The last list is a list of stuff. Stuff. We all have too much stuff. So this was my book, and I will be putting it in the library if anyone is interested. I think anyone who likes Southern historical fiction, there's some themes of racism, of course, in here, and when you talk about Southern history.
Yeah.
So it's all in there. It was a nice book, So it'll be here in the library.
Cool.
This is my book that I read for YA. It's checked out. Yay. It was a book that's called Please Pay Attention. And I am blank on the author for that as well. But it is a juvenile. And I believe it's juvenile.
That's that's the age group that the characters are in.
And what was interesting about it is a story from a girl's perspective who is in a wheelchair from cerebral palsy, and a school shooting happens, and when everyone is told get down, she can't. And she is sitting there, and when she finally has laid down her chair and everything is laid down, some terrible things have happened, and she has a lot of traumatic memories and stress about going back to school, about a death that had happened, and it's going through this gamut. And truly, it was something I hadn't thought about. When we train for emergencies, we get told certain things, we get told what to do, but what happens if you have someone who, you have to take an extra 2 seconds, and 2 seconds could mean lots of things. And it made me look at things a little differently, and maybe even think about training differently, and what do we all need to do to make sure everyone stays safe. And I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I'm the book is written from that girl's point of view, and it's in verse. I don't usually read books in verse. That's not my writing style that I actually feel like it flows for me. It doesn't. This book absolutely flowed for me. So as a non-verse reader, it flowed, and it was utterly fantastic. And while it is set for juveniles, I would recommend anyone from a juvenile to YA to adult read this book, because you will get something out of it, and it will make you think. And kind of as a follow-up, I just read a YA novel about indigenous women and those who go missing. So we took on, we purchased a lot of new books at the end of our fiscal year, and we took on some heavy topics. And what happens when a mom goes missing is one of the, missing women, and the trauma it leaves on young women of the tribe. It's set in very contemporary times. It is a problem that is currently happening and is a real issue. And I cannot recommend that one enough either. It does.
I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm putting me on the spot. It has a new woman with the red over her face. And I'm sorry, I'm missing the title.
But insert here.
Insert here. Utterly fantastic. So there are some books that are written for juvenile and young adult that I suggest that you read as adults.
Oh yeah.
They are super powerful, and it's a reminder that we sometimes forget how young people feel when you're discussing issues like this, and those with disabilities, that, hey, what about me too?
Yep.
I can't run. I can't get down easily. How do I protect myself? And it's just a good reminder.
Yeah.
So I highly, highly recommend those books.
Yeah.
So I was kind of on a juvenile kick or YA kick because we got so many good ones in.
Yeah.
And I am very happy to say that we've really revamped YA. We all worked really hard to get lots of new things in, and take a gander as an adult. They take on those issues. And
they're good books.
They're great books. And they're actually better written, I think, than some adult books.
Kids' point of view, that's the
only difference.
The difference. Yeah,
that's the difference. Yeah. And I think we as adults need the reminder from their point of view when we make rules, when we make policy, and when we're trying to do programming. I think that it was a good reminder. So I did spend a bunch of time reading some of our new stuff that is YA and juvenile. So please do that. If you haven't for a long time, we got some fantastic stuff in.
Yeah. Do it. All right.
All right. Let's pick our number.
Oh God.
We just talked about I have one commitment book left.
Number 3.
And it is not number 3. Oh, but it is I'm going to be reading the Ministry of Time.
Oh, I want to read that one too.
Me too. I can't wait. I have that on my bookshelf. I think we have it here at the library to check out. But I have it on my bookshelf. So I'm very excited.
Oh, I'm excited about that. Review as well.
I will. And that was also an Obama pick too.
It was up for an award.
Oh, it was.
I
I think so.
Which one it was.
Probably Hugo, because it's science. It's a little bit of science fiction.
Oh, but that was a smorgasbord of books, like genres together.
That was. It's weird. And also, it was an Obama pick for 24 or 25.
Yeah.
I just read that. So.
Yeah, I want to read that.
What's yours?
I will be reading What Frenemies Are For by Sophie Littlefield.
That sounds fun.
I know it. Yeah. Again, that quirky character cast I enjoy. So.
Yay.
We'll see.
Hey, you're over the hump. You should really get through it. All right. And now our reading prompt. All right, here it is. Dun da da. Read a juvenile fiction?
Hey. Can't make that up.
On board. Look at that. I am on board.
Nice.
Does it count that I read multiples? I read more.
I think you gotta do it now. Now that it's the prompt. Keep going.
Well, I will tell you, I will not lack in books because I'm cataloging a whole bunch again this afternoon, folks, and more will be hitting the shelves. And I'll just take one of those home. In fact, there might be one sitting back there already for
Ready
me.
for you to go.
Ready
Great.
for me to go.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Happy reading. It's going to be hot in July.
Yep.
Started out hot, going to be hot, and hopefully not too much more torrential rain. But you know what? Get a nice neck reading lamp. If power goes off, you're all set to go.
Yep. There you go.
Enjoy July.
Happy reading.
Really.